Sometimes you're smelling not because you haven't showered, but because you haven't showered correctly. Hey loves, welcome to this video. So in this video, we're going to talk about feminine health and hygiene. So if you're a man, please click off. I'll see you in my other videos. My name is Linda Mary. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to talk about cleanliness, okay, from head to toe, okay? As women, as ladies, we need to be clean. Actually, we are held at a higher level of cleanliness than men. I'm going to talk about cleanliness when you're outside the house. I'm going to talk about cleanliness when you're being intimate with someone. It's just all about cleanliness and our feminine health, ensuring that we are just okay. Let's start from up here. So a number of things. One, if you have maybe like braids or you have styles like these ones, you cannot stay with these ones for like 2 months or 3 months. Like that's too much, because every day that you get out of the house, you accumulate dust, dirt, they're all flying into your hair, So first of all is don't stay with, these braided things for too long. I think a month is okay. A month and a week is okay. For things like, dreadlocks, you can stay with them longer. I'm not well conversed with how to maintain them, but you can stay with them longer. So just figure out how to maintain them well. For our braids and whatever, you can actually wash them. So maybe in the 3rd week after braiding, if it's something like braids, you can just wash, because the part that you need to wash is in your scalp, not these parts. Like the scalp, this is where a lot of buildup accumulates. If you're also using maybe, let me say, oil, hair foods, I don't know, the coconut oils, with the time they accumulate. So imagine doing that for like 2 months. You're just putting products. Maybe at around the 3rd week or after 1 month, you can do the normal washing just with shampoo and then just rinsing it off, and the hair will dry off. This hair dries off very, very fast. I'm talking about things like braids. I was pleasantly surprised to see that there are actually products that you don't actually require you to actually wash like this. You just apply them like the way you will apply hair oil on your scalp. You just apply them like this, and then they just do the cleaning. You can look for such products. If you do things like wigs and weaves, you know that the amount of sweating that can happen, especially during the hot weather, is insane. So also for wigs, you can't stay with a wig for long. Most of the time you see people putting on wigs when they're leaving the house, or you glue it when you're going to an event. When you come back, you remove it. So at least your hair gets some fresh air. Wigs are washed. You just need to find out how regularly should you wash it from the person you're buying it with, and then what are the products you should use, and then how should you wash it so that you don't damage it. But you cannot wear the same wig for 2 years and you've never even washed it, surely. Okay, so whichever hairstyle you have, just ensure that you find a way to clean your hair in and clean the hair itself. Next, let's talk about the teeth, and then we'll just talk about cleaning yourself generally in the shower. If you want to know how clean your mouth is, here is the rule of thumb. Your mouth should not be white. I mean your tongue. Your tongue should not be white. Your tongue is pink. Pink, not white. If it's white, it means your mouth is dirty. Let's start with the usual brushing of teeth. You're supposed to brush your teeth, okay? Ideally, we are told to brush twice a day. If you do it once a day, at least it's not that bad, But if you skip several days and you're eating and you're eating and you're eating, what you're doing is that you're just building food particles that are just accumulating in your mouth, and they're attracting bacteria that are feeding on them, and that is how your teeth starts, decaying and stuff. Of course, there are other reasons too, but I'm saying the basic one is just brush your teeth. After brushing your teeth, brush your tongue. Your tongue is where, if your tongue is white, I repeat, your tongue is where all those germs are, okay? Your tongue is the reason your mouth could be smelling. Not your teeth, your tongue. You have bacteria, germs are inside there, just celebrating inside your tongue. So, what I normally do, what I've been doing over the years, is that after I've finished brushing, I don't know how other people brush their tongue, but for me, after I've finished brushing, and there is no toothpaste here, after I've finished brushing the teeth, I just do this. Scrapping up to inside. You don't have to choke and throw up. No, however, just go as far as you can. But you're doing this, and just gently, until your tongue turns from white to pink. So recently I got these from the supermarket. These are for flossing. These are dental floss. And for people who live in first world countries, I think they are shocked. Like, if you live in Kenya, I know flossing is not something that we've grown up with. It's not a very common tradition. So I can say that everyone flosses. Even me, I've not been flossing, but I know the importance of these. That's why I decided to get these. And these ones, I saw them in the supermarket actually. They were 45 shillings. Very, very cheap. This type. You see how they look? I can't tell you which type is best because this is the first type I've bought. But you see how this string can get inside there? Because even your toothbrush cannot get really inside inside between each teeth, but this string can remove those food particles that are left there. So you can brush your teeth, brush your tongue, and then also like just go in here with this dental floss in between your teeth. And also some people have tongue scraper instead of the normal toothbrush. Me, this is what I've been using. They have like a tongue scraper. So from the word, it is used to scrape the tongue so that your tongue becomes clean. Because if your tongue is not clean, your mouth will smell. When you enter the shower, how do you bathe? Okay, this is very important. We know that you're going to wash your face. Some people wash their faces, especially if you have like a skincare routine on products. Some people prefer to wash their faces outside the shower and then they get into the shower, or inside the shower, whichever way. After you've washed your face, okay, now I want to tackle areas that normally we don't think about that often. And one is the ears. Okay, you want to wash your ears. Okay, any point any part of your body that has crevices, okay, these germs that can accumulate and then they become to sticky things. So you wash your ears. Okay, normally you wash here. Okay, don't put your inside. You're going to irritate because inside you're supposed to use the earbuds, and then wash also here. Okay, with a washcloth, no kitamba, and then wash behind your ears. Okay, and then come to this other side, do the same. If you start washing your neck, don't start from here. I've seen some people who start washing from, you start from here. You wash your neck. You wash your neck from here, going down. Then you wash, these other parts. Then you come to your armpits. Don't just do one touch. Spend a lot of time here. This part sweats a lot. Okay, some people don't sweat, but some people sweat. Just spend a lot of time here. Also, if someone who uses deodorant, perfumes, you've been using them for a while. So some of it maybe has left to things there. So just scrub well. Take your time. Scrub this other side very well. Then just scrub this other part. Go down to here, your belly button, kitovu. With your piece of cloth, because it goes inside, you normally just do this. Don't irritate it so much. Just wash your belly button like that, your navel like this. I've seen some people use what is it called? These cotton to small cotton dabs. What are they called? Those cotton swabs. They take the cotton, they dip in alcohol, and then they use it to wash your belly button. You guys, if you're being intimate with someone and then, God forbid, that you get someone who's like, you know what, I'm going to take time to worship your body, and then they're going down and they decide to get to your navel and look at it, you've not washed it for the past, I don't know, years or months. That's nasty. Wash your belly button. Now after washing your belly button, let's go down to your lady parts. This is where there's always a lot of controversies. How do you wash your private parts, your lady parts, your kitty cat? There are two parts of your lady parts. There's a part that you're supposed to wash. There's a part that you're not supposed to wash. So which is which? Ideally, I wanted to come with, I don't know, I see people using lemon to demonstrate, but I'm looking for something that can actually show, that I can use to explain. I'm grabbing one of my flowers. Yes, we are like flowers. So this is a flower, okay? So this is how your lady part looks. We have the outer lips. We have the inner lips. This is where your kitty cat is. This is where your hole is. I don't know how to explain it without being explicit. I don't want problems with YouTube. But now the thing is, the inside part there, that's the part that cleans itself. You've heard this that you're not supposed to clean your... It's not that you're not supposed to clean everywhere. It is just this part that you're not supposed to clean, because this part cleans itself. And that is why you get the discharge. After cleaning itself, it removes those things. They come out, okay, here. But this other part you're supposed to clean. This part you're supposed to clean, okay? So how do you clean that part? Again, take a piece of cloth, your wash cloth, okay? You put... Some people prefer to clean it with the water, just their hands and water. For me, what I do is I take a piece of cloth, your wash cloth, I put just a little bit of soap, just a little bit, and then I do this. You just rub like this. Not inside. Make sure the soap does not go inside, because it will interfere with your pH, and that's when you start getting infections here and there. The outside, because this part is skin, in nyama, if you don't clean it, it will start to accumulate izo mauchafu, the dirt. I don't know why I'm going into the Swahili, but that's the thing. So with a piece of cloth, you do this, okay? You do this, you do this, you do this. Not inside, okay? Sawa sawa. So see, this is your lady part, this is your stomach, this is your lady part and whatever, and then now this is the space where your kitty cat ends and now where your back door starts. There's a line here. I don't know if it's for ladies, it's also called the perineum, or that's just for men. Let me just call it the perineum. It's this line here. You don't ignore. There's some people who, okay, you just clean inside, you just splash water on your leg, but you are told it's clean, it cleans itself. No, this line here, this skin here, going behind the back door, you clean it also. The same way you cleaned here with a piece of cloth and bar soap. Bar soap. That is the one I'm most comfortable with. The only other soap that I've used down there, not inside but around, is Dove. Dove is the only company that produces the soap products that will not disturb your pH. So if you don't want to use bar soap, use Dove soap. Again, not inside. So we've already cleaned here. How do you clean your back door? This is the thing that makes a lot of people smell, and you don't actually know, because you've cleaned your front, and you're like, behind, if you have wiped with, I don't know, tissue, when you are done doing your number 2, you're done. So this one I'm going to actually get up and do a physical demonstration of how you're supposed to clean your behind. That's why I put on a long dress. So before you get to cleaning, what I normally do, a habit that I've mastered, is that I always use the toilet before I shower, morning hours, before I do my number 2. You know what number 2 is? Number 1 is kususu, short call. Number 2 is... So that's how my body is used to. Sometimes it's not the first thing that I do when I wake up, but before I shower, during morning hours, I just feel like I want to. So I go and do number 2. I wipe myself very well, so that when I'm done cleaning, I'm not having any remnants or anything. I'm not going to do number 2 outside the house. I don't do number 2 outside the house. I don't do number 2 at people's houses. I don't do number 2 in public places. Unless maybe I have like a stomach upset thing. It's just a thing that I do. So if that can help you, you make sure you do number 2, then you go to clean. So when you're done cleaning, everything is clean. So let me show you how you're supposed to clean number 2. So you're supposed to first clean your kitty cat before you go behind. So you have a soft washcloth, soft, okay? This one you put water, okay, you've wet it, okay, and it's soft, because you don't want to be rough, because you can cause tears and stuff. So now that your washcloth is wet, you've already put soap, a lot of soap, let it lather, mapovu, mob. And then when you're washing your behind, you don't wash your behind when you're standing up. Same as when you're wiping yourself in the toilet. You don't do it when you're standing up like this, and then you're just like, no. There's nothing you're actually wiping. You bend a bit, go where the water is coming from the shower, you bend a bit. You take the washcloth that has a lot of soap. You do this. As the water is running down and washing, you do this several times. If the soap gets finished up, you add more soap. So you don't want this to be rough. That's why you're adding more and more soap. And you can just keep doing this and this and this many times, until when you look at your washcloth, there's nothing. It is clean, okay? especially if you're a lady that is blessed, like you have a big nyash, you need to actually take extra time, because you know your nyash is, what do I call? You are behind, somehow is hidden, okay, kinda. So just, this is so funny. Anyway, this is for education purposes. So your legs are apart. Actually, you're not standing like these together. Your legs are apart so that there can be an opening. Then you do this, you do this, you do this until you are clean. It normally breaks my heart when I hear men talking about, gee, women are dirty and whatever, whatever. Sometimes it's not even that you are dirty. It's just that maybe you have remnants of what you did for number 2 that are still back there, okay? So we are done with that. So you go down to your ankle, below the knee, okay? Not ankle, not ankle. So you go down to below the knee. I don't want to get up again, but this part, okay? I said anywhere that there are crevices, mali kuna anything that can accumulate. You also make sure that you pay attention to that area and you scrub it. Then you go to your feet. For your feet again, you need to have like a pumice stone. So when you have that kapumi stone, you can use it to scrub the heel of your feet so you can remove dead cells. They are the normal ones that are found in the market. They are very cheap, and then there are the fancy ones you can find at beauty stores. Ideally, just have one, or just have that small brush that you use to also scrub your the toes here. I have one. Am I going to get up? So I have this one that I use to scrub my toenails like this. And then that's why even when you go for pedicure, they use those pumice stone to scrub, remove to remove dead cells so that you can remain with fresh young skin, okay? And also in between your toenails, in between, you just piece of cloth, okay, washcloth, just use it to remove and then rinse everything off. So I did not even talk about this one. This is another crevice. As you're washing, you also wash here, okay? Here, that can accumulate, and here. So after all these things that we're talking about, ask yourself, so if you say you spend 1.5 minutes taking a shower, have you washed all these places? Have you washed your ears? Have you washed here? Have you washed here? Have you washed your belly button? Have you washed your behind like that? All in 1 minute and 30 seconds. And these are things you're supposed to be doing daily. Every time you get into the shower, that's the routine. It's not like once in a while. There are things like, whether you're using a shower gel or you're using bar soap. Those ones are preference. They don't matter that much. They matter, but they don't matter that much. You can be clean with the bar soap, provided you just do all those things that we've mentioned. You are outside the house, you've walked, you've sweated. What next? Okay? As a lady, you need to have wipes. Ideally, these are baby wipes. This is the basic baby wipes, okay? The first time that I realized that I need to actually have baby wipes, I was with my cousin. It was years and years ago. I was with my cousin. We had gone to industrial area. If you're in Kenya, you know where industrial area is, to look for some items. We had walked and walked. By the time we were getting a matatu to take us to town, the way our feet were looking, because that place is dusty and this kind of whitish, where we were looking so dusty. So I just saw her open her bag, remove the wipes, and then she cleaned off her feet, and then she took lotion and she applied, and she looked like she had just stepped out of the house. I was like, where? I didn't have wipes at that time. So from there on, I knew you're supposed to carry these. Have these in your bags. You can go somewhere, something happens, you are dusty. And not everyone needs to know, unless maybe if you're mad, that's a different thing. But let me say it's just dust. Not everyone needs to know that you came from a dusty place. Wipe yourself with this and then apply lotion, which means you're supposed to be carrying lotion with you. Again, you've walked, you've sweated, all the deodorants and everything you've applied, they've worn off, you've sweated. You're not supposed to just take deodorant and reapply again. First take wipes. Clean that area to remove that smell, everything, so it can be like clean. And then now you can reapply, whether it's the deodorant or the perfume. So you need wipes a lot. So apart from these baby wipes, there are also feminine wipes. As the name suggests, it's for cleaning down there. There are people who don't like using tissue. There are people who like using water. For example, especially like our Muslim sisters, they're more comfortable with water. So that's why when you go to some public restrooms, you'll find that they have the bidets. So you can use that to splash yourself after you've speed, okay? So you don't smell of susu. For people who use tissue, there are people who use tissue and then after using tissue, they follow it up with feminine wipes. These feminine wipes are meant to accommodate a lady's pH. So they will not throw off your pH and you won't get infections. So just like the baby wipes are good for babies, feminine wipes are good for women, and you just wipe yourself and then throw that wipe in the same bin that you throw your pads. You know, when you get into the washing, they're normally those bins, you throw them. Again, because of technological advancement, now we have flushable feminine wipes, which means you can flush them like a tissue. So just wipe yourself and then flush in the toilet. So whichever way you use, just make sure that you have something that when you're going somewhere, you have tissue. There's a time I used to carry like half a roll of tissue. I just remove that, you know, that brown part, that hard part, you remove it and then you flatten it like this and the whole tissue becomes so small. So whichever way, if you're using a tissue, don't use a small amount of tissue to the point where everything is wet, because what happens, it starts forming particles and then some of those particles remain up there and you don't know. So you can do that whichever is convenient for you. Body hair removal, okay? Number 1, number 2, number 3. I've used all of these. So let me talk about these. So for body hair, this is normally a sensitive topic because not everyone believes, like not every woman believes that they need to remove their hair. So whichever is comfortable for you. But if you have huge lengths, is that correct English? Huge lengths of hair down there, you know that you're going to sweat more. That place is always going to be moist, which means you're attracting infections. So either way, as a woman, the hair needs to be short, okay? It can be short using these. I'm very comfortable with these because they just trim. Just get like a small scissor. I use something similar. Just trim, even if it is weekly or after every 2 weeks, just trim to keep it down if you don't like, removing everything. Number 1. Number 2 is this. This is big and these are mostly I use for my armpits. But because now I don't shave. I used to shave for years and years and years and years. I used to shave. When I used to shave, I used to use the Gillette 2. Gillette 2 for men. Gillette 2 means it has double blades, so it is sharper. So I don't need to go over shaving a million times, just like one touch or 2 at most, and it has removed all the hair. I don't know what other people used to shave, but that's what I used to use. So if you are shaving, I want to recommend these. This is coconut oil. As a lady, you need coconut oil. There's no way that you cannot have coconut oil. This thing you can use from your head to your toe. I use it on my face, on your hair, every part. But now, specifically, you see this one is written cold pressed or virgin coconut oil, meaning it is raw, it is unrefined, it is not processed, it doesn't have perfumes and chemicals and all those things added to it. Raw. This is what you need after you've shaved. When you shave down there, after that you normally start feeling itchy and it's very uncomfortable. Unasikia tu kujikuna, just like doing like this. I used to feel so itchy until I started doing this. Immediately after I've gotten out of the shower, we just pat dry the place. Okay, the place is already sensitive because we've shaved. Don't be rough, just pat dry. Make sure that it is dry completely. Then lather. I mean lather, not apply small amounts. Be generous with these from a large area. Let me say you've shaved from here. Just start applying oil from somewhere here to make sure that you've covered everything. Not inside, but everywhere around, almost, even up to almost the opening. So that's why I recommend the virgin one or a process, so that in case it gets inside, it won't give you infections because it doesn't have chemicals, okay? But this one, if you start applying this, you won't even know itching is what. What is itching? When you'll hear people saying, oh, itching, you'll be like, what is that? You won't itch at all. And then also the coconut oil has, what is it called? These properties whereby they heal. For example, if you had cut yourself, you have those small, they're called micro something cuts, okay? Meaning that you cannot see them with your naked eye, but you feel you've cut yourself. This is going to heal. It has, I can't remember the name, but it has that property of also healing you. So, number 3 is the shaving cream. This is just the brand I use. It's so bright. I don't know if you can see. Yes. This is just the brand I use. I was introduced to this by my friend last year, actually. I kept complaining about shaving, and it's like, why you shave? Why don't you use shaving cream? I was like, shaving cream? What is that? I've heard of it. I thought it's for shaving beards. And she was like, no, I normally use shaving cream. I was like, tell me more. Most shaving cream that people use is Vit and everything, but I don't know. I've heard also some people saying some of them give you infections. So for me, that's why I always prefer these that my friend put me on. It has never given me infections at all. So what happens is that it's a hair removal cream. You apply it on that area that you want to remove hair. Apply it everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And then it comes with an applicator, okay? So you put this in apply, sindio? All of them come with instructions. So you read the instructions for the particular one you're using. So after applying it on your skin, you give it some 5 minutes to 10 minutes, depending on 5 to 10. Normally, I do 10, okay? If you have such sensitive skin, your skin is so soft, 5 minutes is okay. But you just monitor to see how do you feel. 5 to 10 minutes. After that, you come and scrap it off. As you're doing this, the hair will be falling off. You just do this. Don't use soap or anything. Just do this and then just stand under running water, lukewarm water, okay, like warm water, or maybe just splash warm water, and then that's it. Imagine the place will be like the hair gone. Woo! Since I discovered this hair removal cream, it is so easy for me. The next way people use to remove hair is through the did they give us new things? Lotion. They started giving us lotion for use after hair removal. That's nice. So you apply this lotion. I think it's like the coconut, applying coconut after removing the hair, so you don't get that itchiness. That's nice. So, and other people also do waxing. Waxing is something that I'm still trying to gather courage because I have a very low tolerance for pain. But I want to explore it very soon. So if you also wax, do your thing. Make sure you know how long you should take before going. After how long should you be going for waxing? Are there things you need to do? Are you supposed to first trim the hair or just go like that? Just research. I don't know more about waxing. There's also laser hair removal, telling you if I had money, that is the thing that I would go for. So it's just a method of just removing hair to make sure that, I don't know, it doesn't grow back permanently, or it takes such a long time to grow back, something like that. So, this video is so long. I'm looking at it and wondering whether to split it into 2 parts. I'm going to have to split this video into 2. It's already too long. So guys, thank you for watching part 1. Let me continue with part 2 and then see you there.